Rod, I think it's only appropriate that we start with you because you can be my the guy that comes in and warms this sucker up for me. You out there, Rod Brooks? I saw him. Maybe he hopped off or something. Maybe we lost Rod.
I'm here.
He's there.
He's
trying to. There he is.
Oh, there you are. Look at those handsome blue eyes. Hey, Rod.
I was looking for the mute button. I forgot I had that on there. Sorry about that. It's
So,
been a while.
Rod, so excited to have you on. Rod, can you quickly tell people where are you from and what is it that you find passion in doing?
Yeah, sure. That's a story. But anyway, I live in Washington State, and I lived most of my life on the gray side over in the Seattle area. Moved 3 years after retirement to a place called Lake Chelan in the high desert, where we get 300 days of sunshine and just have a beautiful surroundings around us in a small town, a very small town. So I love that. And it's a nice change. And it's something that I'm grateful for every day. I look outside the window and I just go, wow, it's nice to have these moments where you can just pick up on that. There's a lot of things I'm passionate about, but one of them that is why I introduced myself as Grandpa Rod to a lot of people is that not too awful many years ago, but I've been with Isagenix for 7.5, 8 years. And it was just before that my oldest son, who at the time had 3 children, my 3 grandkids, and he came to me and he said, he looked at me, he saw me and he said, hey, Dad, long story short, he said, Dad, I've given you 3 grandkids and you didn't know your grandpa. I didn't know your dad, my grandpa, and they're going to want to know you, but they don't have a vote. If you don't do something to get in better shape and be healthy, they won't know you either. And from that moment forward, I thought of myself, I personified what I called the Grandpa Project. And the Grandpa Project was really just me trying to get healthy so I could run and jump and play and be around for my grandkids. Well, long story short, again, that manifested itself in many ways. People started following me and they started liking what I was up to and what I was talking about. And people came on board and I created not really a nonprofit, but a thing, I'll call it, like a little movement called the Grandpa Project. And it's all based on the belief that every child deserves to know and learn from and be loved by a grandpa. And so it's trying to inspire men to be healthy and be present and get off of the career ladders as much as they can and get on playground ladders as much as they can. So, that's what floats my boat. I've now got 9 grandkids from 18 down to 3. And the Grandpa Project is alive and well within me, and it's manifesting itself out in the community.
Hey, man. Wow. What a commendable thing. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we could change the world if ER Shred was, the notion of people finding their passion, being able to pursue their passion, being well enough to do it, to actually take it and do it. So what has transpired for you? I mean, I know your original result. All we want to know is like an update on Grandpa Rod. What have you been up to? All that good stuff.
I really want to say too, first and foremost, I appreciate your remarks. I learned a lot just about you and your son and your family just in that 90 seconds. I also, it also triggered some thoughts within me that maybe I can talk to a bit, but to answer your question, it was December last year when 2 people that I really value their opinions, one, an Isagenix long timer, you would know who she is. I won't drop names, but you know who she is, and very successful. And then another fellow that a mutual friend who I was doing life coaching with, Bill Mayer.
Right.
Both of them, 2 of them within a week, asked me if I had heard of ER Shred. And I heard it. It didn't match anything that I had ever been told in terms of nutritional process, the whole thing, that pyramid upside down and all that. And I said, well, you know what, I'm going to give it a look. And I took a look and I thought, kind of like so many people said, well, I'm going to do this so people get off my case about it. It probably won't work for me. And gosh, I started in January is my first shred, and I did the 11 days, and I was like, holy crap. After a week, I was in just amazing changes going on, down 10, 12 pounds in the first 11 days. I keep this chart that has everything on it mapped out. And I couldn't get off the wheel. I mean, I wanted to do them every other week. I mean, I was going, and I did for about the first 5 months. I think I probably got 7 shreds in, something like that. I started living in between shreds in the healthy way that you guys have recommended, and has become a part of my decision making about what to put in my body. Sure. And at my very best, as I was going into summer, I was down 62 pounds, 45 inches, feeling really good, had set a goal to join the 100-pound club. And gosh, here I am. It's a year later. This is my 1-year anniversary. I start my 12th shred tomorrow. I have to do it a little early because of our holiday travels and things like that. But that's where I've also learned to let that happen. That don't let the calendar run your plan your calendar and do that. I had a rough patch, to be totally honest. I had a rough patch during the summer because I let the fun and the joy of family, and also some life events that aren't so pleasant, where we had hospitalizations, and I let the emotional eating filter back into my life a little bit. And what I had a rough patch.
Hold on.
Rough patch because I let the fun and the family. I'm hearing my whole self over again. Events that aren't so pleasant.
I'm going to mute that iPad mini. Okay, go ahead now.
Okay, I was hearing myself a second time, but I think I was saying I hit a little rough patch.
Right.
And it was mostly called summer, but it was also called some life events. And what I came to realize is I was feeling it. I was really feeling in my body, not just in my mind about being disappointed in myself. I was feeling in my body discomfort. And I was saying, wow, I'd only been doing this for 6 or 7 months, and I now know what foods make me feel bloated. I know now how I'm feeling. And I came out of the summer really kind of, it almost was a master's class in what not to eat if you want to feel as good as I did in the spring and winter. And so I got back on board. One of the things I've learned, I can say with great confidence, is this is way more than a tool. It's not just a tool to go and use to lose 6 pounds or get, whatever, but as a lifestyle. But it is tool worthy. In other words, I now know that when I have a situation, I can just come back and do an 11-day shred and turn my life right back to the way I want it to be. And that's what I've been doing. What I wanted to share with you, Sean, and I know there's others that want to speak tonight, so I'll be as brief as I can, but what you triggered in your comments for me was a reminder that, I unpacked a lot of stuff over the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years. And I worked with Mr. Bill, our friend, a life coach, for 18 months, and he helped me unpack some of them. What I really discovered is one of my highest values is vibrant health and living vibrantly healthy. And of course, with the Grandpa Project, to have family connection and spiritual connection. And during this 18 months, what I unpacked was that when I was a child, I was always hearing that I don't know if I was told, but I was hearing that you're not good enough, that you're different, or you're not good enough. And what I did in later life, as I came out of college and into career, was I started living an I'll show you life. And it wasn't an I'll show you issue. It was like, okay, if I'm not good enough, I'll show you. And what that did is it kept me on those career ladders, and it kept me pushing for more and taking myself away from family and doing all the things that I now recognize that were just me trying to prove myself to somebody, but mostly to me. And with ER Shred, I'm now able, a year into it, and Mr. Bill said the same. He said, I can cure a lot of we can cure a lot of your issues, your situation, if you just master vibrant health. And you can master vibrant health if you just stay committed to ER shred. And those are his words. And boy, I was taking that in. And we went so far as to say, what are you noticing in this time period where you've been absent? And I think I wrote about this one day where I said, I learned from hearing about alcoholism and other addictions that people will say out loud, hey, I need a meeting, or I got to get to a meeting. And I was saying, wow, that's one of the things I noticed during the summer. I wasn't as present with our ER shred community. I need a meeting. So Sean, there's just been a lot going on in my world. I'm just so grateful to have had this year, and just want to say thank you to you and Jesse and the board and all those people. I'm just so grateful as we go into this holiday season that even though I had these little ups and downs, these little roller coasters, I look at my chart and I'm down 55 pounds. I'm down 38 inches. I'm in sizes that are 3 or 4 less than I was wearing, and people notice, and my grandkids want to play, and just life's better a year later.
Why don't I live in Florida?
Congratulations.